they're tidied up really well, I guess is the best way I can say it. I've went through, we've already done the seat, we've already done fire suits and apparel and working through all that stuff. So, honestly, I feel pretty prepared. I'm going to do some work with them in the off season, the simulator with the 21 team, different stuff like that. But, really we're obviously going to spend some time continuing to get to know each other and figure out what our routine's going to be over the off season and into next year. But honestly, I feel pretty prepared.
And you've probably been asked this before, but what are just the emotions of this last weekend? Knowing that it's SHR's final ride, and all the people you've gotten to know over this first year with the team.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of emotions for a lot of people there, right? So many people have worked there for so many years that, for me, I've only been there a year, and the reality is we've had a lot of time to process this weekend too, heading here. But it's still sad. There's a lot of great people that work there, and I'm just really grateful for the opportunity that I got. Really grateful for all the people that I got to race with all year, and that's what I'm going to miss the most. I'm going to miss the whole 4 team and really all the people there that have been so good to me and my teammates too. Honestly, this is probably the best dynamic amongst teammates and how we work with each other and interact, and I'm going to miss that side of it for sure too.
Thank you, Josh.
You only had 1 year at Stewart-Haas Racing, but what has that 1 year meant to you and your career, and how do you feel it has affected your career?
Yeah, it's been big. The opportunity with Stewart-Haas Racing and Tony Stewart and Greg Zipadelli, they've given me an opportunity to get back on my feet in the Cup Series and, to get back in the garage and prove myself and, to compete on Sundays. So it's definitely been, an up and down year with different challenges that have come about throughout the year, and but it's allowed me the opportunity to get back into the sport and provide my talent on the racetrack, and they've helped me grow as a driver and a leader for the race team, as a person, and we've had some strong runs at some tracks, and it's been able to prove to myself that I can compete on Sundays in the Cup Series.
What's been some of the best advice that Tony gave you?
He said, he's told me a lot of stuff, but just to keep being me and keep working hard, and Tony's a pretty fiery personality and a character in his own, and I think he recognizes that out of me, and the time we've been able to spend together, it's been awesome to be able to learn from him and just listen to him and hear him out, and whether it be him talking about him having his baby and the challenges of being a dad, or stuff that he used to do on the racetrack and different stuff like that. He's been a great mentor for me.
What have the emotions kind of been in this weekend, just not only for you but also the team moving out of the SHR shop? So
yeah, it's been challenging. There's been individuals that have been there up to close to 20-25 years, so it's definitely challenging for the company as a whole, coming to Phoenix with the emotions and the preparation of things. Everyone's coming to Phoenix with one last race of the year, and they want to, regardless if they're in the championship Final Four or if they're not in the playoffs, everyone wants to come here and end the year off strong. And it's definitely some adversity there when we're cleaning out offices and cleaning out lockers in the hauler and have to have everything out to go to this last race. It makes this week a little bit different, but the time spent reminiscing on the memories. I've only been here for a year, but it's emotional for me. It's tough because I came into the year a stranger to all these people at Stewart-Haas, and we've been able to make so many memories and grow our relationships into close friendships. And I couldn't even imagine what it's like for people who've been there for 20 years or plus. But it is a family at Stewart-Haas, and there's times leaving the shop on Thursday where you're like, man, I might not see some of these people ever again in my life, and just trying to just remember and enjoy the times. I think it's a good reminder for not just the people at Stewart-Haas, but it's a good reminder for everybody. You never know when we're all gonna see each other ever again, so got to enjoy the moment while we got it and make the most of it.
Thank you.
Actually just talked to Toyota last week about it, so I'm just trying to figure out what all that looks like. Obviously there's a lot of moving pieces. Even from their side, they just don't have a ton of inventory even. It's so new for them even. So, trying to figure all that out. Hopefully can continue the sprint car team. That's something that I'm definitely passionate about and want to keep doing. Just trying to put all those pieces together.
And will we see you out on some dirt tracks during the off season?
Yeah, I don't know yet. I got twins now, so it's going to be a little bit harder to leave my wife home with 3 kids this off season. But I don't know. I honestly haven't really made up a decision either way yet what I'm going to do. I'm sure it'll be one of those last-minute decisions if I do.
I'm sure you've been asked this yet already, but what are the emotions heading into this weekend, knowing that you've been with this team for more than 6 years now, and that it all comes to an end tomorrow?
Yeah, it's just bittersweet. It's one of those things where we're all enjoying it and trying to just make the most out of it and have fun with it, but we also know that the hours are dwindling down, right? That it's going to honestly come to an end pretty quickly now. So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's really hit all of us. We know that it's a thing and it's happening and there's nothing we can do about it. And for the longest time, it kind of seemed so far away, and now we're a day away, right? And I think it's slowly hitting us, but we really want to just go out on top, right? And we want to be competitive. And I don't know. I'm sure the emotions will be way different after the race. Even before the race, it'll be one thing, but after the race, I was talking to some of my guys earlier. They're like, man, we're probably gonna cry after we put the tailgate up on Sunday. So, yeah, it's a weird feeling, truthfully.
Yeah, and then moving to JGR, when does Prep for 2025 start? Does it start the day after Phoenix?
Thursday I'll go to the shop and get fitted. So, it's gonna happen pretty quick. A couple weeks later, I'll do 4 days straight on the simulator. So, there's really no off season, especially. You're always busy in the off season, but whenever you're having a switch like this, not only just from a team, but from a manufacturer, it definitely becomes way more busy. So yeah, Thursday.
Thank you.
As someone who's had to, gamble entire strategy at Martinsville just to try to get that win, is there anything you want to see that change moving forward?
I don't know. That's such a hard question to say. What? I don't think there is a perfect format, right? At some point, somebody is always going to get the bad end of it, and those Game 7 moments are what makes it exciting. I think the emphasis on winning is not bad, but there probably does need to be something along. I don't know. It's tough because you can be the best team in any sport, right, and have a bad playoff in your first round and you're out. So it's just part of it. There's always going to be situations where guys aren't happy with it and somebody gets the bad end of it, but I don't know how to fix it. I really don't. I don't know what that perfect format would be because I don't think there is a perfect one. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they changed something, but it also wouldn't surprise me at all if it stayed the same. So I don't really know where I stand on it, truthfully.
And see if there's good solutions, because as you guys know, when you move certain things, it's always going to create a new problem that maybe you haven't thought about, so I don't know what the answer is right this moment, but I think there'll be some discussions about what that could be, and I think more than anything it's just collectively working together on what will keep the excitement, keep the cutoff excitement, because you guys see everybody's racing for that last spot and it matters and there's a lot on the line, but maybe have it be a little bit more weighted on how you do all year, or maybe not such a big discrepancy between if you have a bad race in the playoffs, so what that looks like and how you do that, I don't know, but I think there's a lot of smart people that can run the statistics and scenarios and see if there's not a better solution. But as a fan, there's good excitement this whole playoffs, and there's drama and clutch performances. You just look at Reddick's performance and Logano's performance, and then Blaney having to make. I mean, there was a lot of really good moments. So I don't feel like it's a disaster. I feel like it's produced really good, racing. But there's so much on the line, and when every point matters like that, I think maybe those guys should just be racing each other and not racing all of us for points. So what I mean by that is, like, if you're running 10th and Seabell's running 20th, but he's the next playoff car, that's only 1 point.
Gotcha.
Instead of the 9 points being in between there, you know what I mean? That might eliminate some of the nonsense that we saw last week with letting people go, not letting people go, all those things, because that 1 or 2 spots isn't mattering because you have to beat that car.
This is your this is your final race at a team you've called home for several years. Your first 2 Cup wins. What are kind of the emotions of today?
My only 2 Cup wins currently. I'm trying to keep it light, but it's been emotional for sure. I mean, even as I was walking in there and I was signing autographs, I was signing 34, right? And I thought about, like, man, it's going to be a hard habit to break. Serious about just thankful for the opportunity I've had and what we've built and what we've done. And, there is a new chapter. And so I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful, to still have a few years in front of me racing in the Cup Series. But it's definitely going to be hard to walk away from the 34.
This is Custom Patch Hats. But what makes us custom? Well, that actually begins with you. We're just bringing your unique vision to life. No knockoffs, no lookalikes. Your design is one of a kind. We know hats, we know design, and we know quality. The proof? It's in our production. Hand-stitched with precision and care, with brands you know and trust. A one-of-a-kind patch deserves a one-of-a-kind treatment, all the way to your doorstep. It's how we keep it custom.
Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.